Are you stressed out? Good. And hear me out. Before you run off, I want to share 3 scientifically based ways how to reframe your stress and increase your productivity and health. Would that be great, right? But before we go there, I want to share something that was very surprising to me when I was researching to write my book, Crush Stress While You Work, 7 years ago. I always wondered, why do we have stress in our life, right? Because if that's working against us, by now, humankind should be like done with this. So imagine you are a child. Well, probably you can just remember when you were a child, right? And you are taking a trip. This is the first time you will fly on a plane. And your family stressing out. They're anxious about what's going to happen. And it's a vacation time, so everybody's, running around. Somebody forgot something and all the arguing. And I hear all the time from my clients that they want to take a vacation after they just came back from vacation because it was so stressful. Maybe you can relate. If so, drop a comment below. So, okay, you are boarding the plane. Everybody's stressed out. You as a child obviously pick up on those emotions, and you are anxious as well. Well, the trip is over, you landed, and your brain registering that you survived. And you know what happens? It remembers that. So then it says, okay, this is the first time we were flying. And guess what? We survived. What did we do? We were stressing out and we were being anxious. All right, noted. We're going to use this next time. So now, when you get on a plane, you know what happens? You're anxious. You probably even don't need to get on the plane to get anxious. You're probably already anxious on when you're checking in your luggage, you're already anxious. You may be even anxious like a night before. You cannot even sleep because you are afraid of that plane. Why? Because your brain using survival mechanism. You stressing out, this is actually your tool how to stay alive. Isn't this funny? And we think that stress is really bad for us. But apparently we're using that in order to survive. I know, it's kind of like mind-blowing, isn't it? All right, let's just get into those scientifically proven ways how we can reframe the mindset. Number one thing, it has to do a lot with how we look at stress. So if you believe that stress is bad for you, and do you believe that stress is bad for you? Drop a comment below. Then it's actually working against you. You see, there was a research done that found about 30,000 adults, those who believed that stress is harmful for them and it's making them sick. 43% of them had higher premature death compared to other 30,000 people that actually didn't feel like anything bad happening to them, although their life was more stressful and the workplace more stressful, but they really didn't believe that all that stress was making them sicker. They just kind of thought that that was just the way of life and like, okay, well, we're just gonna move on. So ask yourself that question. What is your opinion about stress? And more than that, I'm inviting you to go a little bit deeper with this. Remember how your family were acting when you were a child. Because how you're managing stress, that pattern, you probably learned it from the authorities when you're growing up. Because like we remember what happens and then we apply the same patterns, what we learn in our adult life. If you catch yourself that, no, I'm not really behaving like my parents behave, that is very good. Are you doing better? You're doing something differently that now it's helping you with your stress management compared to what you learned from your parents? Then kudos to you. It's all about a mindset. The second way how you can reframe your thinking about stress is to think that it's actually helping you. That's like it's like a normal way of life. Like I just said, like it's just this is great. This is enhancing my performance. And did you hear that saying that, let's say you are preparing for something that you usually don't do, and you're getting anxious, right? You're getting anxious and you think, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous, like you about to give presentation, or you're going to doctors, or you're going somewhere, or you're doing something that is out of ordinary. Because you see, I believe that stress is really anything outside of your normal. When you are at your normal, then you know what to expect, and hence you feel safe, even though it could be a situation where you never feel safe. But that's a different conversation now. So anything outside of your ordinary naturally will make you feel anxious. So then, of course, your brain says, oh my gosh, this is something new. We don't know what to do with this, what we're going to do. In that moment, you need to tell yourself that you are excited about that. Because you see, your body doesn't know when you're really stressed and when you're excited, because the same things happening to you. Your heartbeat increases, maybe your palms start sweating, and you're like thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a heart attack over here. It's anxiety. But if you reframe it and you say, I'm excited, this is great, I'm about to give this speech, I am about to do a catwalk, I'm about to do this. And then you add to yourself that, oh wow, I'm getting to do this. This is good for me. I'm getting to do this. And you tell yourself that you're in control. Because if you believe that you're not feeling safe, you cannot control something, naturally you will feel very bad about that. But if you tell yourself, you're good, you got this, this is exciting, this is something new, maybe there will be even something better than you thought, then you can control this. And about this state of mind that you think that stress is good for you, it was also proven by this research that I really liked, that involved maids working in the hotels. So there were two groups of maids, and the first group, of course, before that all started, they measured, the blood pressure, the cholesterol levels, and all those. Just pretty much they gave them a yearly checkup, right? So they know what the baseline is. So the first group of maids, in the break room, had on the wall just a poster where it says that being a maid, you have so much of pressure during your workday, and you work so much that is, applying pressure onto your joints, and it's painful, and you lifting so many mattresses, so it's ruining your, basically says that stress that you endure every single day that comes from your workplace, it's very bad for your body and increases inflammation and heart disease and all of that. I know it sounds bad, but then the second group of maids had the opposite. They also had the poster on the break room, and it just pretty much says that whatever they do, the workplace that they work, it's very good for their bodies. It said, oh wow, you're walking 5 miles a day or whatever that was, and that's very good, and you increases your heartbeat, and this is like a workout, and every time when you change the sheets on the mattress, it's like you're lifting 10 pounds, and you don't need to go to the gym lift the weights because you already did it at work. And then after some time, they measured all of the vitals again, and turned out, you probably already know where this is going, right? The first group that they've been told that, well, that workplace is really stressing them out and is making their health worse, it got worse. And the group that have been told that this is a good workout and they should be feeling healthier and happier, they got healthier. That's again proves to you that you can definitely tell yourself this is good and this is bad. So if you believe it's helping you, it's helping you. If you believe that is hindering you, then probably it will hurt you. So ask yourself, do you do the same in your life? how do you react in the stressful situations? How do you react, and what kind of opinion you have about this stressful situation that you think you will endure in the future? What do you expect? Are your expectations for the good in the situation or for the bad? Those are good questions to ponder. Now, the third one that can help a lot to manage your stress and reframe all that thinking that can improve your performance and definitely help your body not to feel so stressed and not feel damaged and taken in and make you sick, is assigning a meaning to the stressful situation. And if you kind of like, I don't understand, what does that mean? Let me explain with an example. So again, there was another study done with a group of doctors. And those are the doctors that, oncologists, and they had those mental support groups. So they had two groups of doctors that they will come and have conversations and kind of like a therapy, kind of like just sitting around and just expressing themselves and talking how they feel. And both of them, both groups, being told to change how they think about what they do. So the first group, but actually only one group obviously changed. So I know what I'm talking about here, right? So the first group, they changed nothing. So every time when they will come to talk, just kind of commiserate, doctor will say, well, I just had this patient, I performed the surgery, but the poor guy still died from the cancer, and he lived only a month, and I couldn't save him. So that was very depressing. And and everybody around will be saying, oh my gosh, this is bad, yes, oh my gosh, we just feel so depressed and so disappointed in our lives, and they were, of course, more stressed, and their bodies were, of course, getting sicker and sicker. But then the second group, being told to reframe that into that it meant something good. So instead of saying, I had the surgery, I performed the surgery, and my patient was alive only for another month and he died, they said reframe that into, I performed the surgery and my patient lived a whole month, and that gave them an opportunity to meet their family, put their personal affairs into place where they're happy with it, say goodbye, and just a whole month. They still were able to do that. That means a lot to a lot of people, because somebody, can travel if they live far away. They can make arrangements and just say goodbye and go in peace. That means a lot. It's the assigning of a stressful situation, how you understand that. That's how it's going to impact your stress levels. For example, let's say you are a parent and your children drive you insane. I hear that a lot from my clients. How can you reframe this? So instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I have to stand in this lane for 20 or 30 minutes and wait for my child to be picked up from school, and I don't have time for this, and I already had a stressful day at work, and now I'm going to be standing here, and you know what I'm saying? And then of course you're cursing everyone who is like cutting you off and creating all that stress. You're like, I'm not creating this. They cut off. Like, I was just fine here. And assigning this to, like, well, if the kids would not be in school, then I cannot wait until they finish. You know what I mean? Why? How about if you just reframe this and tell to yourself, wow, I get to take I get to take my kids to school. I am helping those kids to grow into mature, healthy, happy, passionate adults that they may change the world one day. I'm contributing to society. I am giving my love and my appreciation and my money and my time and my energy to something that can be a wonderful individual in the world. They may also have their own family. They may also have a business and maybe produce something creative. Maybe they can invent some amazing medicine that can help everybody to be happy. You know what I mean? Assign a meaning to whatever you do, and that stressful situation will change. Because as you know, when you change your point of view about the thing changes, or something like that. But it definitely works. So as you can see, it's all about your mindset. And if you believe that stress is not that bad for you, and if you assign the meaning that whatever you do, no matter what stressful situation that is still serving you somehow, and that is enhancing your performance, if this is helping you to be stronger and more useful, and maybe all what you're going through is actually going to help somebody else to go through their life, at the end of the day, it's all worth it, right? Do you have your favorite stress management technique that you use all the time? Because I would love to hear it. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe and like this video if you're still listening, and send it to someone that may use this.